A long time ago, inside compound 29, Peace was living happily until one morning he packed his load and left because trouble had entered with slippers. That sound again, flop, flop, flop. Everybody knew what it meant. Mama Kudi looked up from where she was sweeping and hissed. Everybody hide your joy, Nwakego don't land again. And truly, it was Mrs. Nwakego, a short and round woman who was full of wahala. Her brown and blue Akbola slippers were shouting louder than her voice. One leg was blue, the other was brown. Even her slippers did not agree with each other. She carried one big nylon bag that contained everything except peace. As she entered the yard, she raised her voice. Good morning, my people, let peace reign, Mama Kudi folded her arms. Peace no dey reign when you dey around, Madam Bulletin. The woman only laughed, shaking her scarf like a flag. Biscuit's lawyer, who was passing by with his big head and tiny legs, chuckled. Madam Nwakego, long time, Nwakego smiled proudly. My pikin, you still short like before? How Lagos dey treat you now? Lagos is surviving me, he replied, brushing imaginary dust from his oversized coat. She continued her parade through the corridor, greeting everyone too loudly, touching people's spots, adjusting their buckets, and asking irrelevant questions. Who dey dry pants here now? E too small, Who get this kind small nyash? Children of nowadays. Then she reached Mami Ife's door and shouted with drama. My sister, my golden akara seller. Open door for your sister, Inside, Mami Ife sighed deeply and she opened the door with half smile. Auntie Nwakego, welcome, You no even tell person say you dey come. Surprise visit na better visit, the woman said laughing, taking off her Akbola slippers as she entered. How are you now? I just say make I check on you small. Since my husband people no send me, at least make I check my own blood. She sat heavily on a stool that squeaked in pain, dropped her nylon bag of gossip, and then she found herself with a church program that read Repent or Perish Revival 2016 edition. And then she started. I hope you are training these children well, she said, shining her eyes like CCTV. Mami Ife smiled a little, served her food and drink, and Mama Akbola stayed there till evening, talking non-stop. The next morning, the sun had barely yawned when flop flop sound returned to the compound like bad news wearing slippers. Mami Ife had already arranged her akara by the roadside. Her oil was sizzling and onions was dancing in the pan. The smell of pepper and sweet akara filled the air. Passers-by were already forming queue, greeting her warmly. Mami Ife, your akara no get rival. Woman of grace, abeg add extra for me, Everything was peaceful until that sound returned. Flop, flop, flop. Mrs. Nwakego walked in with her big mouth and greeted loudly. My sister, I say make I brand small, e get wetin I wan tell you. Mami Ife smiled weakly and said, Auntie, hope no wahala again, No wahala, no wahala. Just one small important warning, Nwakego said, lowering her voice like a secret agent. That's your daughter, Ife. My sister, open your eyes, Shine your eyes well before soap go enter am. I saw your girl last week, coming out from one big Benz. Hey, if you see this Benz. And then, as if that one was not enough, another day, I saw her with one fine man wey wear well-ironed senator with him pot belle. He drop am off, Now that time I can't shout. Omo, nne, I fear for you, Shine your eyes for where those children dey. Mami Ife froze, opening her mouth in shock. You said you saw Ife? With my two kolo eyes wey no dey use glasses. Yes. You better check that girl before people begin to talk. Make she no go carry belle o. Hey! Mami Ife's heart jumped. So, she didn't even finish frying akara. She packed up her things and marched home, shouting like a siren. Ife, you this girl, why is that man dropping you? You want to disgrace me, abi? Ife stood there, shocked. Mommy, what man are you talking about? I trekked home yesterday. I trek home every day. Keep quiet. Keep quiet, also. Somebody saw you. You don't know I have eyes everywhere. The poor girl cried non-stop till her voice cracked. Mami Ife was very unrelenting. She shouted and screamed at her daughter in panic, giving her serious warnings to stay off boys and men. My people, do you know that the very next day, wahala came again? Oh yes, Nwakego returned, finding herself like judge of the jungle. My sister, I no fit keep quiet again. You see that your son, Tochi? Now so I see am dey collect money from one girl near kiosk. Come dey enter betting shop after that. Be very careful. Be very watchful of those teenagers. You know that this is their prime. May they no carry shame enter our family. Mami Ife's eyes widened. Tochi too. Jesus bikonu. Yes, children of nowadays, their spirits no dey fear belt again. You need to inculcate fear inside them. May they no say you get eyes everywhere. So that evening, another shouting round began. Tochi came home holding matches, only to meet thunder and lightning. You dey collect money from girls now, abi? Mommy, which girl again? I don't even have a girlfriend. Lie again and say what will happen to you. He stood there confused, looking at Ife. That was when both of them finally understood that every time they saw Akpola outside their door, trouble and gossip was around. So they sat down and started thinking of a way to get back at Nwakego and teach her a very bitter lesson. The next morning, Ife and Tochi went to buy sugar and matches from the nearby shop. So, as they turned into the street, they heard a familiar voice. They suddenly paused, and guess what? It was her, Mrs. Nwakego, standing with one neighbor by the road and gossiping with full energy. Her voice was low, but her lies were loud. My sister, people think that Mami Ife's money comes from Akara. Na lie. Now odogu men dey fund her. Married men, bachelors, even one pastor sef. She will dress fine, tie wrapper, and pretend like innocent widow. Washi. Lies. There is nothing innocent about that woman. Na me talk am. The neighbor gasped. You don't mean it. Don't mean it, ke? I see things. If you doubt me, come to the junction around 8 p.m. You go see who they drop am off. Her children don't they even copy her. They don't they learn bad things from am. Ife's mouth dropped open. Tochi's hand balled into a fist. But they stayed hidden, hiding behind the shop and listening until she finished. When she finally walked off, Ife whispered, Tochi, can you imagine the kind of disgusting lies that come out of that woman's mouth? I heard everything. I heard everything. That woman's mouth needs iron padlock. Mommy needs to hear this too. I know, but how do we prove it to Mommy now? She needs evidence because I'm sure she won't believe anything we tell her. Tochi thought for a while before his eyes lit up. We'll call Biscuit's lawyer. So they went straight to Biscuit. He was standing under the mango tree, wearing his long brown coat and small confidence. The man was a bit short, slim, and full of grammar he borrowed from old textbooks. Uncle Biscuit, Ify called. We need help. He adjusted his collar like a true lawyer and asked, who offended justice again? It's Auntie Nwakego. She's telling people that mommy is sleeping with men for money, Tochi said. Biscuit lawyer raised one eyebrow. Without receipt? And without sense, Ify added. I see. This case falls under section gossip, paragraph jealousy, and offense, mouth without control. The children laughed, but Biscuit was already pacing back and forth, making plans in his head. Oh yes, I got it. Evidence. We need concrete evidence. The law doesn't catch rumor with broom, but we can catch it with record. He then went inside and brought out a small button phone tied with red rubber band. Behold my device of truth. This phone no fine, no, but it records very clearly. Ify blinked. Uncle Biscuit, haba now. Does this phone still work? Yes now. He walked past generator Sefo. We will set her up. I will talk to her myself, don't worry. The both of you should just watch and learn. 3 days later, the stage was ready. Biscuit lawyer saw Mrs. Nwakego walking down the street again with her Akpola slippers clapping proudly. He straightened his coat, smiled, and walked up to her. Auntie Nwakego, longest time oh. How is your cousin Mami Ify? And suddenly she heard that name. Her face brightened up like a radio antenna that found signal. That woman, I beg, don't remind me, Joe. She's too fake. Do you know that all this her fine dressing, now men they sponsor her? She says we don't know. Rubbish. I hear say she gets one big man where they dash her money on a daily basis. Biscuit gasped dramatically. Are you serious? Serious, ke? Now what for you? I see am with my 2 kolokolo eyes. She too dey pretend, I beg. Always smiling like a holy saint. But her matter full street. Biscuit nodded calmly, pretending to agree, while his rubber band phone quietly recorded every single word. Even her Akpola slippers joined the rhythm in the background. Flop, 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 just to seal her confession. When she finally finished, he smiled politely. Auntie, your mouth no need radio station, no. You be one woman breaking news. All by yourself. I come up for you, ma. Leave me, Joe, she said proudly. At least, I talk truth. Now wetin my eyes see, my mouth they talk. He chuckled and said, okay now, no wahala. As soon as she left, he checked his phone and the recording was perfect. Good, he smiled from ear to ear. Evidence sweet like Fanta. Even her slippers clap enter inside the recording. Perfect. That night, he met up with Ify and Tochi near the well and he waved the phone like a trophy. We don't catch him. Red-mouthed. Tomorrow, justice will speak. So, the next evening, the whole compound gathered outside for small fresh air. Children were chasing ball, women were peeling beans, and the men were arguing about football as usual. When Biscuit lawyer stepped out with his long brown coat and small Bluetooth speaker, like someone about to start crusade. Everybody relax, oh. Relax. Make I text my new speaker. Let us hear the sound clearly. Before anybody answered, Flop Flop entered the compound. Yes, you guessed right. Mrs. Nwakego, with her loud Akpola slippers, walking inside confidently, greeting everybody as if she was holier than thou. She went and sat near Mama Kudi, adjusting her scarf like her mouth never spoke evil. Biscuit lawyer smiled. Perfect timing. Ify and Tochi stood behind him, feeling a little bit nervous. Then he connected his phone and pressed play. Suddenly, Nwakego's voice blasted through the compound, very loud and sharp. You think Mami Ife is a hustler making money and taking care of her children all by herself? Think again, oh, because all those clothes wey she dey wear no be from akara sales. Na men dey fund her. I mean, married men, bachelors, even pastor sef. Her matter full street, and I see am with my 2 kolo eyes. The whole compound was shocked. Then Nwakego's eyes opened wide like someone that saw her village juju. Turn it off quickly, oh, that is not me. Then Mama Kudi fired back. Shut up! Even your Akpola dey inside the recording. Tochi stepped forward and said, Auntie, this your mouth is like basket. We heard you on the street speaking against our mom, and you made Mommy fight us, Ife added. Then Mami Ife stood slowly from her chair with tears in her eyes. Hearing this broke her heart and healed it at the same time. So, all the shame I carried came from you, my own sister, she said quietly. Nwakego began shaking. It was just small talk, oh, nothing serious. I don't even mean Biscuit lawyer cleared his throat like a judge. Madam, there is nothing like small lie. This is Exhibit A. Your gossip has promoted itself to crime. She tried to run outside, but her Aola slippers bent sideways, and she almost fell. Then she grabbed the wall and shouted, Please, oh, I was only playing, oh. I was not serious at all. Mami Ife stood there, shaking her head. Her tears were flowing freely now. But she knew one thing. She will not let this one slide. By the next morning, Compound 29 was already humming with gossip reheated from last night. Then, in one corner, Biscuit lawyer sat on a low stool near Mama Ife and holding a pen that had chewed ends. He looked very focused and calm. He cleared his throat again and started scribbling on the paper like a lawyer. Case title, Mama Ife versus Nwakego, the broadcaster of lies. Offense, defamation of character, section 375, criminal code, subsection 1, talking nonsense with confidence. Mama Ife nodded nervously. Biscuit, sir, you sure say this thing will work? He puffed his tiny chest, smiled and said, Madam, law no get height requirement too. Evidence is all you need. And with that, they headed straight to the police station with his coat flying like a small flag. Inside, the officer on duty looked at him suspiciously. Then he looked at Mami Ife. Madam, what happened? Before she could speak, Biscuit lawyer stepped forward with confidence. Officer, my client is a widow of virtue, whose name has been dragged through mud thicker than ogbono soup. The accuser, one Mrs. Nwakego Eze, alias Akpola of lies, did maliciously spread falsehood capable of reducing the complainant's Akara business clientele. The officer blinked. This your English get pepper on top waiting. Please go straight to the point. In other words, justice must be served here, Biscuit lawyer said solemnly. Then they wrote their complaint, attached the audio file from the phone and stamped it. Bam! And by noon, 2 policemen arrived at the compound. They turned off their siren so that the culprits will not run. But the neighbors' excitement was loud. Mama Kudi nearly fainted with joy. Today come and wear uniform, oh. Mrs. Nwakego was sitting right outside, shelling egusi, pretending nothing happened, and humming some gossip song. When she saw the police walking in, her smile dropped faster than akara into hot oil. Good afternoon, madam, the officer said. We are looking for Mrs. Nwakego Eze. That would be me. Any problem, officer? You are under arrest for defamation of character and malicious rumor. Me? Arrest ke? Abego, officer. This is family matter. Eh? I was only passing advice to my cousin now. It never reached like that. The officer ignored her and tried to handcuff her, but she tried to run away. But her Akbola slippers betrayed her. It flopped, twisted, then gripped the ground like handcuffs from heaven. Before she reached the gate, they had already caught her. The skilled lawyer appeared from nowhere, waving the case file like victory flag. Advice no dey enter police file, madam. You will pay through your teeth for bail. Then Mama Kudi shouted, carry on well oh, make breeze blow gossip small. Neighbors peeped through the windows as they bundled her into the van. Nwakego's wrapper loosened halfway. She grabbed it with one hand and still tried to explain with the other. Officer, na small talk oh, I no mean am, abeg. But the van slammed shut in her face. That evening, the yard turned into mini celebration. Biscuit lawyer sat like chairman giving commentary. You see, justice may be slow, but when it comes, it go shock everybody. Mama Kudi said laughing. Our auntie don finally enter journalism school oh, correctional chapter. Well, the whole compound burst into laughter. Ify and Tochi watched quietly, feeling relieved. For the first time, their mother smiled again. Even though it was a small smile, she was very thankful. God really fights for people when they stop shouting and let him handle the noise, she said softly. Meanwhile, inside the police cell, Mrs. Nwakego's life turned from gossip to sanitation. Her wig was seized at the gate, leaving her head shining like coconut. They handed her a long brush and pointed at the toilet block. For 2 weeks, Basket Mouth washed latrines, fetched water, and heard other inmates calling her Auntie Basket. Every splash of dirty water was like punctuation to her regret. Sometimes she would be in regrets and mumble, only if I had kept quiet that day. Chai! So, by the time her sentence ended, even her shadow had humility. She was indeed humbled. When she returned to compound 29, barefoot, thinner and quieter than a candle after Harmattan wind, people barely recognized her. Even her famous Akbola slippers were still in police custody, probably serving their own sentence. She looked around shyly, as if begging the ground to swallow her. Neighbors paused and looked at her, barely recognizing her. Even Mama Kudi turned her stool to see well. She acknowledged her fellow ex-convict. Ah, madam, you are out already. They quick release you oh. You get luck. Well done oh. Nwakego ignored her and walked straight to Mami Ify's door and knelt on the floor without shame and started crying. My sister, please forgive me. Jealousy blinded my sense. I allowed bitterness to turn my mouth to trouble. Abeg, no vex. Forgive me, biko nne. Mami Ify stood for a moment and sighed gently. Auntie, you hurt me. You hurt my children. You nearly destroyed my name. Then Nwakego bent even lower and said, I know, and I accept. I have learnt my lesson. Oh, please forgive me. Please. Ify and Tochi came out quietly, watching her, and their hearts softened a bit. Then Mama Ify finally raised her up and hugged her. It's fine. Next time, use your mouth for blessing, not cursing and making so much trouble. Tears started rolling freely on Nwakego's cheeks, and she said, thank you. I will never repeat such again. Then Ify came and hugged her too. And then from the corner, Mama Kudi shouted again, ah, see forgiveness oh. Ah, this one sweet pass akara. Then Biscuit lawyer stepped forward with his usual grammar and tiny chest. And then he lifted one finger and said, let this matter serve as a lesson. Rumor without evidence is imprisonment in advance. Everyone nodded though, as if taking lessons. That evening, peace returned to compound 29. No lies, no shouting, no Akbola slippers disturbing the quiet. Just laughter, small breeze, and the sound of a yard temporarily free from gossip. The end. And with that, we've come to the end of today's story. I would love to hear from you, my paddies. Do you have any thoughts? Do you have any morals you want to share with us? Whatever you want to share, please drop it in the comment section below. I love to read from you guys. And I also want to thank you so much for watching my videos till the end. You guys are the real MVP. And if you've not subscribed, now is a good time to do so. Please hit the subscribe button. And I promise you're going to love it here. Remember, don't let anyone dim your shine. Okay? I'll see you soon. Ngwano. Bye.